All right. For the sake of time, because we do have an entire poker club under one login, which is kind of cool. My name is Joey Gargiulo, and welcome very much to our very first meeting. If you are interested in taking a poll, if you click on the top right hand corner, you'll see the chat discussion for the meeting, and put some questions there. And just so you know, this meeting is being recorded because there are a lot of people in different time zones that are unable to attend, which is fine. It's all cool. And this is just a first informative meeting, just to I was hoping to do like a little meet and greet, but it's probably not going to happen today. We'll see. A lot of people are shy. They don't put their cameras on, and a lot of people could not make it. So we may have to nail down the specific time. But let me tell you a little background about myself. I currently live in North Las Vegas. I am a retired insurance sales executive who has always had a very strong interest in poker. Been playing poker a very, very long time, and mainly a cash player at first. And back when online poker became very popular, I started to mingle in poker tournaments, and then I took 20 years off from playing poker tournaments because I had young children, so I needed to raise them. It's one of those things that we have to do, right? In a good way. And recently, within the last 3 years, I've been exploring the world of online poker. No, exploring live poker. I'm done with online poker. It's just some cool stories I have about it, but I missed the people aspect of it. I missed the ability to be able to feel the energy at the table, to be able to read my opponents, the social aspect, if that makes sense. And I toured WSOP circuit, WPT, Run Good, one of my favorite series, East Coast to West Coast over 3 years, and kept finding myself landing back here in Vegas. So why not just live here? It just made a lot of sense. I'm a big outdoors person too, and there's just so much to do around here, but that's a whole nother tangent. So I have had pretty decent success in this second career, we'll call it, my tournament career. And I've met a lot of great people, a lot of very informative people. And I am a geek at heart, a nerd. So I'm a very big advocate of education, of watching videos, of running all kinds of probability scenarios through the different solver tools. Basically marrying the science and math behind poker with the spirituality, the reading of people, with the energy, with intuition. And it's been some journey. I will never be the one to say that I know it all, but I can tell you that from my experience, it's not what you know, it's where to find the answers. It's who you know. And I have some very incredibly talented coaches, guides, fellow poker players, dealers, people in the industry who I turn to constantly for direction, for advice. And it's a learning experience. And the purpose of this group is to create a space where if women want to do it, come together and share their ideas, share their hand histories, share their war stories, a place where powered by a woman, and with the focus on intuitive poker playing. And I didn't realize that this is actually an uphill challenge. And I'll tell you why I know it's an uphill challenge. It's because, well, those of you on the call know, they were playing a ladies' event. Women, for some reason in poker, seem to not want to unite. I'm not saying that they don't, because we do have some great poker associations centered around women. However, it seems to me, from where I'm standing, that the experiences that some women have had, especially with the ladies only events, that it's more cutthroat than it is on the male side of the game, which is, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. So I'm hoping that this could become a safe place where like-minded players can come in and just rise together. There's going to be a sister Discord group to this one that is also going to be primarily focused on cash, and that will be co-ed, open to anyone, and it will be a lot of the same tools that you're going to see in this Discord channel. And to be honest with you, I don't really want this group to be too large, because the more intimate it is, I believe that we can be more on a name-to-name basis, and we can screen out some of the naysayers that just are always negative, because I'm a big advocate of positivity. The model of this group comes from my business coaching, sales coaching experience. I am here just as the moderator. That is my job. Hence the name Joey's Angels. Think of me as Charlie. You are the powerhouse. You are the fuel. This is your group, not mine. I'm just here to do a little moderation, if that makes sense. And also bring in the connections. So speaking of which, I have lined up some incredible guest speakers. To give you an idea, one of them is Lucky Chewy Lichtenberger, who is a very, very knowledgeable, successful player who over the years has racked up 13, 14 million, I guess. I'm not even sure. I can't keep track. And he is very, very much on the same path as I am. And as far as having this presence at the table, he is actually the founder of One Tribe, which is a spiritual and wellness brand. He blends spirituality with health consciousness, discipline into his poker lifestyle. I have one of my coaches, which I will not mention that person's name, is on the exact same page. So we have these two amazing individuals that when you hear them speak with their Zen-like approach to the game, to life, about the energy, the presence, the mindset, it will definitely be one of those situations when you would not want to miss those meetings when I bring those people in. Yesterday, I had the privilege of sharing a table with Jeannie David, who last year was inducted into the Women's Poker Hall of Fame. Jeannie and I met last year, and this is what's so amazing about our journey. It's one of those amazing things where we can actually rub shoulders with the superstars, and compete against them. Like if I wanted to be an NFL player, I couldn't because of my age. And so if I wanted to play football, the very best I could hope for was like a tag team, whatever, right? Tag football, and or just playing with my friends. But the likelihood that some NFL superstar is going to show up and play with my friends, very, very unlikely. I can't buy my way into an NFL game. But in poker, just don't know. Jeannie and I were in a $200 horse tournament last night. And If you don't know who Jeannie is, you need to know who she is, because she's been nicknamed the Queen of Mixed Games. And she has been requested by many of my mentees to help them, to coach them, because most women seem to gravitate towards No Limit Hold'em. Sometimes it's a geographic thing. Mixed games are not available in some areas. But understanding the fundamentals of poker itself, huge, huge advantage for those who know how to navigate the mixed games. So Jeannie has agreed to come on as a guest speaker one week. And she actually did a pretty good presentation at Resorts World not too long ago. And I heard how amazing it was. And it's just a valuable asset. And my list, I have a list of guest speakers that I'd like to bring in that have agreed to come in. Poker Face Ash, for instance, Ashley Frank, phenomenal cash and tournament grinder. I rub shoulders with a lot of great superstar women who I'd love to bring into the group. We need to come up with some topics. Depending on the topic, that's how I can structure our meetings. And that's why I put a little poll up here, just to see what interests everybody. And the poll's not going to be up all night, so this is something that we're going to have to touch base with. I do have a list of topics that I know are hot. One of them being navigating the different stages of poker tournaments. It seems like a lot of people struggle with that. I used to struggle with that too, and sometimes I still do. Learning different playing styles and gears, and when to implement them. When do I switch gears? When do I not switch gears? What do I do here? Do I play tight? Do I play aggressive? The intuition, energy, and flow states that take place. A lot of mindset work. People are looking for advice on mindset, confidence, navigating the field of men. This is an issue, apparently, and I get that. Hand selection, bet sizing, calculating odds. You can't assume that everybody knows all these things. And I've noticed that every single time I pretend that I know what a term means, I'm not doing myself justice. So we're going to have a few meetings just about the poker terminology, because sometimes we just think we know what the poker terminology means, and then we find out it means something else. But it's very, very important, especially if you do a lot of reading or watching videos, or you hear a commentator on a poker tournament say something. It's very important that we really are on the same page with what those terms mean. Sometimes the commentators get it wrong, so it's very, very important that we explore that. The technology side, by the way, that's something that's really, really huge. I have this AI tool that I've been programming for a very, very long time. And I'm not going to share all that it is on this video, in this meeting, because this is a public meeting. I will share it one-on-one. I will share it with the core members of our group once we establish who they are and we gain to trust each other. And I will actually share it here, my AI, in this Discord community, so that other members can utilize it. It's something that will be free for the first 3 months, but if there are many users using it, I can't afford to make it free because I get charged by the word. So if somebody types a whole long thing, or uploads a video of a hand that they want to discuss, I have to pass that cost on somehow. So there would be a premium section to this Discord group. Not yet. Depends on how much needed it is. If it's not used a lot, then it's fine. I'll absorb the cost. But if it comes down to it that I need to charge, $10 a month or something to access that feature based upon how many users, just to pass on the cost, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But the AI tool, all of the AI tools that are available right now for the community are off the charts. You have no idea how incredible they are and highly underutilized. On the same token, there are select individuals in the poker community that can't live without it. They are just knocking it out of the ballpark using the AI. And I've used a lot of Poker School's AI, so I am familiar with, because I'm a part of Chip Leader Coaching, I'm familiar with Chip Leader AI. I'm a part of Octopi, so I'm familiar with George the Octopus. I have an AI tool that basically has absorbed a lot of the framework of what other poker AI tools have been doing, but with a twist. I'm not taking their ideas. Their AIs are phenomenal. This is a little bit of a twist in a good way. It simplifies a lot of what I've struggled with some of the other AIs, made it more user-friendly on the go. So if I'm in a poker tournament or I'm on break, I could whip out my phone, boom, 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 boom. I don't need to use up more bandwidth. I'm on break. You get that, right? So I will share that with everyone here at some point. Oh, hold on. We have a question. Sorry, I should have stopped. It's coming from the group over there. Yes, so the question is, will this continue to be a virtual group or will there be meetups? And that's a really, really good question. I would love to see it turn into meetups, especially for those who come here to Vegas. There's absolutely, during the summer next summer, why not have a meetup? Why not have poker tournaments regionally if we can make that happen? That's a really, really great question. And but I also don't want to step on toes. There are already many women's poker clubs out there. Do we do a road show? Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind coming to your meeting, to the group that's doing. So those who are just joining us, there is a group, a poker, women's ladies poker group, who is just logged in under one account, which is cool. So they're texting me, messaging me the questions, and I'm excited. How many are there, by the way? 27. That's a pretty large group, especially for like a Tuesday night. Like, what do you guys do? Playing cash or a tournament? That's pretty cool. So they're playing poker, and they have this meeting up on the big screen, which I love it. All right, that makes a lot of sense. So that's why people can't be in their phones and messaging or listening. So you just have it all. This is great. I love this. So yeah, I would love to bring out a road show and bring out some experts, invite them to some meetup games. I'm a very big advocate of meetup games. It's just here in Vegas at the Venetian, they do a very, very good job with the meetup games. It's a great way to invite people that are just learning how to play poker. Invite them to like a 1-2, 1-3 cash game. Splash the pot every so often with some giveaways. Pick some brains, meet some friends. That's how we get into poker when we're starting out. So yes, absolutely, a roadshow is a great idea. What other questions? And I realized that for the sake of time, that this was not going to be a 1-hour meeting. It was just really, my intentions were to be a meet and greet, yet we have 27 people signed under one account. We got a few other people coming and going, and a ton of people that want to watch the video at the end. And going to schedule another meet and greet at some point, maybe on a different day, different time. They have to feel it out. So the plan of action is this. We need to pick a regular time, day of the week. I would love to see these become a weekly meeting. That would be amazing. If it's not sustainable, if it doesn't fit into people's schedules, we do it every other week. But it seems like it should be something that would be weekly. And it's going to take some time to build the community, obviously. The Discord community is under construction. It's here, you can see, but it's not complete. Like the books library section, there isn't a book in there yet, but there will be. And there'll be book reviews. And I could even see us having some meetings, kind of like a book club meeting, right? Where we just have a member run that meeting and go over what they learned, what their takeaways were of a book. Or if there's a book out there that nobody really wants to read it because they dread it, I could put it through the AI. The AI can read it for us and give us the cliff notes, give us the highlights, chapter by chapter. Kid you not, that's how amazing AI is. So the book section is the library, and that will have links in there too, to audiobooks, to downloadable books, to books that you can purchase in Amazon and stuff like that. There will be the study room will be active. So taking a page out of some of my coaches, I will pass along some very sticky spots with hand histories that have happened in real time in tournaments. And we'll review those hand histories and see what the math is behind it, see why the player's decision to play the hand a certain way worked or didn't work. And the emphasis there is actually going to be, why did a player deviate from what GTO says to do? And why were they rewarded? And we can learn so much from those hands. Right down to some very key hands that took place during this year's main event, from day one all the way to the final day. I have a whole list of them. Once again, we run them through AI. We have AI look at the different discussion groups out there, the different forums, find these hot topic hands, but we also bring in some of our more spiritually attuned players to evaluate them and explain to us, what are we witnessing here? Because a lot of times we witness these hands that go down that are absolutely breathtaking. Like, how did this player know to do this? Or why did this player know to fold? And reading players, that's a whole nother topic. And I've got some really good cash gurus out there that will come in and speak to us about some energy reads and demeanor and tells. And I will even invite Mike Caro on one of the meetings, the original OG author of the Book of Tells. He and I have worked together. He helped me with some research on my Poker God series. And I am sure because Mike just loves to hear himself speak, and he doesn't have these speaking engagement opportunities like he used to. He's retired, but not. And when you hear what he's been working on, which, by the way, has to do with AI as well. Surprise, surprise, the mad genius of poker. Of course, he's up to speed despite his age. What he's been learning using AI to expand on what he already knew, it's just mind-blowing. Absolutely. So with that being said, we have reached the half an hour point. That was only my intention, to make this a quick meet and greet. Any questions out there? All right. Well, I appreciate everybody joining this meeting. I did record it. I will upload it to YouTube, and we have to start somewhere. So this is where we start. Thank you so much, everybody, for attending. Jacqueline, not Jackie, Jacqueline, I'm going to give you a call in a minute, and because I want to go over something with you. I will talk to you guys later. Take care.